So a few years ago, I dropped out of college to build a company, and I ended up working with some guy, and we built a private organization. I met my wife there, she moved there and stuff like that, and we fell in love, you know how it goes. Both of us amicably left, we left them in a good spot. We got out, we got on our own, moved back to Kansas to be close to in-laws and stuff like that, and we quickly realized there was so much minutia to business we didn't know. Like, very good at systems, very bad at marketing. There was a lot of scrambling. We tried a ton of stuff. Initially, it was like a lot of trying to flip cars on Craigslist or like, you know, I mean, she did solar sales, pizza, I mean, you name it. It was like 50 businesses. We were just throwing stuff out. We just never felt like we could actually break through. Finally, after a number of gigs, she ended up working as a contractor. I was just watching how she was doing it. It was super easy. It was like one of like the lowest barrier to entry things ever. I was like, we should get our own clients. And she kept being super hesitant. She was like, no, this is good, whatever. I was like, we should get our own clients. So like, this makes a lot of sense. We get, you know, we can really cut our teeth on kind of building the company and stuff. Finally, I just started posting on Facebook, and the angle I took was like, you know, my wife started a cleaning company kind of thing, and people just ate it up. It just exploded. So we got lots and lots of clients initially, and we went to houses. We had like a cordless vacuum. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those kind of shop vacs. It's like the worst vacuum ever for cleaning a house. And I was using my parents' rags and all sorts of stuff. And then she got pregnant again, and we're like, we got to get out of the field. And so like, we went to hire people. That's like when all the kind of craziness and stuff like that really set in. One of the initial visions for getting into this company was like, I need consistent ad revenue, and then I want a lot of time freedom. Once we got a little bit into it and we're like, okay, we need time freedom, let's hire some people. Oh my gosh, I'm sure as all of you guys know, it was, sometimes we sit there and we're like, wasn't it just so much better when we were cleaners? It's just a completely different ballgame. Like, you're working, but like, when you're done, you're done. We just started running into crazy problems. Specifically, financial management was huge. Just how much actually goes into all the balances. Company culture, how many people you get in and they're like, best boss ever. And then 2 weeks later, they're like, oh, I hate you. And then 2 weeks later, it's just crazy how it flips. Honestly, it exposed like a lot of like areas for growth. And this actually was a really cool experience for growing, was leadership. To speak very distinctly to people, enable them to really hear it and apply it. Another crazy thing was burnout. How many cycles? I would burn out, then she would burn out, and then I would burn out. And then a bunch of other little issues we were working through, like office efficiency we're going through right now, and sales and conversions. Like, something we worked super hardcore on was getting lots and lots of Facebook ads. So I got crazy cheap lead cost and tons of leads. And then also personal time management and stuff. So we started the company, we hired people. We initially only hired on culture, no skill. All the people we hired didn't have skill. We sent them into houses. We lost like half of our clients. We're like, this is the worst thing ever. So we ended up letting some of those people go. We got back into the field. Erin's like 7-8 months pregnant. We were cleaning upstairs in a house, and she just laying in the hallway, passed out, big belly. I mean, just like, I was like, I gotta get her out of here. We gotta make some switches. So actually how we found your guys' course was, I think Erin, she's in the bathtub, you know, she has candles, she's crying. She's like, what am I gonna do? You know, we're gonna shut this company down. Do we flip? Is it like you just gotta be brave and jump into a new business? Is it gonna be the exact same thing all over again? She actually just flipped this like hardcore resolve, and she was like, I will find somebody who knows how to build these companies. And so I think she joined like 20 or 30 different Facebook groups and just watched video after video of every single person, came across your guys's. She's like, I didn't even watch them all. I just saw like the first 10 minutes. I was like, this is it. She signed up. She started the course the next day, and it was bananas. She gets into it for like a month or two, and she was like, this is way too much, I can't do this. One of the big reasons we actually went forward with you guys was specifically Erin talked to me, and she's like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And then she asked you, I think, how many people had hit 83K. You said the number. And then she actually got into the community, and she was just watching people post win after win after win. And I was like, all right, like, if these people can do it, we can do it too. Mm-hmm. So we jumped in super hardcore. So now it has been 5.5 months, and we've been working together. We hit some initial peaks, but the big thing that we weren't focusing on initially was hardcore recurring revenue. Chasing any move-out cleans because they were big and shiny. And so actually when we started, we were at like 12,000 recurring or something like that, which was bananas. So this month right now we're at 44K. So actually just today, I typed it in just on accident past 30 days, and we did 60K. I don't know how that happened. So it's been just a huge jump. Yeah. Huge jump. Wow. So just in a few months, yeah. Even if I just done a couple things a little differently with having close ratios and stuff, we'd be at $83,000, $90,000 per month. Like, it is crazy. So specific ways my life has changed through this course. The biggest things is like, there's specific keys that like when you have them, finally you are free. And like for me, one of the biggest keys I didn't have was Facebook or marketing, right? I invested for many companies, that big private organization I built. I have an entire staff of like people like on LinkedIn and like shadily messaging people trying not to, max out, whatever. So after this course, it was just so many tiny things of specifically the ability to market, how you have a sales script, and the numbers. Like how do you actually set this array into order? Some of the growth and mindset skills that have really changed. I've always been kind of a numbers guy. I really love in the course, you guys talk about like fear-based versus faith-based. I was gonna not increase my ad spend. I was spending like $30 a day on Facebook. I was like, all right, maybe I'll just go up 10%, every few months. And then I saw one of you guys say something from you guys, and it was like, you gotta spend money to make money. You know how that goes. Or don't be afraid to spend money. So we cranked it up to like 150, and then we cranked up, Indeed ads and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, it really, we were just able to take off very, very hardcore. And it really was a lot of like faith versus fear sort of stuff. I think the other thing that's really cool is I am very numbers oriented, but if it's like a new area, a new territory, it's very hard to have, really cohesive numbers that give you that sort of understanding. So coming into a full built out structure that we were able to like really objectively analyze vision sheets, the intelligence sheet and stuff like that, it's just been massive. The advice I would give to anybody who's also curious about if you're gonna do it or not gonna do it, as long as you are competent, it is one of the best things you can do. It is so profoundly useful to find somebody who has accomplished and has practiced bringing other people along that path to walk that path yourself. It makes it 10,000 times easier. So this has been a great experience so far, and I really appreciate you guys.
It's awesome.
So, a little bit of the story. Is that kind of what you're looking for? Good enough? Good. Thank you.
Watching her with newborn kids, with a growing family at home, she's like Wonder Woman. And then I had the benefit of having Alexander join us on a one-on-one, and then now I'm with Alexander more than I'm with Erin. But it was really cool watching you guys come in and be vulnerable enough to be like, we don't know, we suck. Having proof that a system can work, and then understanding that you're a good human that can implement the system was just like a match made in heaven. And I think, like, bless Logan for putting the system together. The system is good. It is not great. It is not perfect by any means. It can always use improvement. Like, I was telling him last week, I'm like, man, there's so many things that we need to update that are like so version 3.0 ago. But when you put a good human behind it, you can take off and truly on a trajectory that is, 5.5 months go from 12,000 a month to 60,000 a month, like casual 6x, 5x. Can't do my math, 5x. Like, it's incredible.